beloved masters, greetings. Wanted to take a moment to connect with you. Let us consider the true nature of the context of seriousness. Seriousness refers to the absolute truth, which is peace, beyond the temporary nature of the fluctuating emotions and opinions, thoughts and ideas. There is peace. Peace is reflective of one's true eternal focus in the now moment. A beautiful experience, however, truly peaceful, truly serious. The state of emergency that we talk about often when it comes to the state of the surface of Earth humanity. Now, it's necessary to consider not only the increase in energy, the increase in frequency, the increase in emotional intensity that all souls have access to, are accessing and experiencing in this particular fabric of existence. There's great change afoot. And amongst great change, recognition of the absolute truth is truly detrimental. Of course, that truth being peace. This is where balance exists. This is where existence is sustained. Of course, within this reality, we often joke about unity and singing kumbaya and holding hands and oneness and these things being airy-fairy and not necessarily of the real world or real talk, if you will. Seriousness is necessary. Great change is afoot. Now, when it comes to grounding work and the ideas that we continue to share about the nature of this particular reality, this transformation, this transition we're in the midst of, is truly serious. The backdrop and nature or foundation of the communications. It has nothing to do with this particular individual incarnation. As far as seeking out of attention or joining a group or providing donations to this, that, and the third, even quoting this particular incarnation as the author of certain transmissions, that has never been of any importance here as far as when it comes to these communications. You're experiencing a real leap in evolution, a real transition, a change of perspective, the dawning of a brand new reality. So once again, there's always been a great focus in the seriousness of these experiences. Now, we're expressing this to you today because of the nature of this particular frame, this particular framework in your linear experience. You can sense the intensity. There's an underlying current of energy, of anticipation, of anxiety in many. You can feel this. There's a lot on the horizon. Now we say that because there's a series of experiences, of revelations, of events, of things to transpire here on the physical plane that all gifted, blessed to exist and experience in real life and within the illusion, to actually observe, to feel. Now, we are alive to feel, to experience, to process the emotions, to harness and transmute the emotions amongst those of the awakened community that are engaged and proactively participating in healing. We're doing a lot of the heavy emotional lifting for the entirety of this species, many of your brothers and sisters. The acceptance of many things transpiring in this now moment. We're responsible for remaining balanced and accepting and doing the work of acceptance. In truth, the hardest activity, the most difficult activity remains acceptance. It's in doing nothing. We feel like fighting and protesting and rejecting and contempt and going out to do something or saying something carries the most weight. It's just that we've expressed this before. The most powerful thing a person can do is accept the cultivation of one's vibration. Of course, action and words come after. The foundation of one's existence, of one's reality, remains in the vibration. This is the work that those within the higher echelons of self-mastery are taking part in, cultivating the vibration and acceptance of that which we see and those around us. This is where the real work is taking place. The hardest, most strenuous work is taking place. Your ability to remain in a place of acceptance and forgiveness, empathy, and compassion. It's very easy to fight. It's very easy to judge, to project, and allow your energy to flow and be invested into things that you do not prefer. Of course, this creates the cycle of one's own suffering. This fuels the cycles of one's own irritation, of one's own contempt and feeling judged. I digress. The things that are unfolding in this now moment, you must understand, will be extremely intense. Not just for you, but you can only imagine the intensity felt by those, or to be felt amongst those around you. Those continuing to hold on to the voice of the ego. The endless questions and doubts and fears and confusion and talking. The projection of judgment and contempt and entertainment of outrage, shock and anger, frustration, irritation. Of course, these vibrations, you understand, they poison the body. They poison the blood. That's a downward spiral. Now, amongst the monstrosities, the heinous acts that are to be revealed, you must recognize how compounded these emotions will be. The utter shock and developing rage when that which is to be expressed will be expressed when it comes to what you've put into your body, what government officials have instructed your children to put in their body, your mothers and grandmothers. And just take a moment to reflect. Once again, silence remains the giver of the greatest advice. Your communication, your relationship with God, the time that you spend with yourself is where you cultivate your relationship with God. Never has this ever been amongst the backdrop of any religious context. We exist beyond the religious nature of the many projections, or at least the springboards of understanding the nature of the divine. We transcend those ideas. However, there are divine truths in the nature of the spirituality. Beloved, your grounding work is vital. Not only just to your own existence, but the care and comfort, emotional and mental stability of your loved ones. Truly, to be here as a healer, to be in service to the divine, to support and assist as guardians of all life in this particular dimension. That is your work as healers. When we talk about being leaders of the new earth, this is your work, guardians of all life, protectors of all life. As protectors, it's not about you stopping illusions from attacking people. When it comes to this particular essence, as Archangel Michael, it has nothing to do with me fighting off demons or devils or illusions outside of you. It's always been about shining a light so bright that there is no room for darkness. And awareness, the light of awareness, where you are aware of the hologram of your own individual power. And of course, the energy that you invest in programs and distortions, belief systems that may create dualistic crystallizations of things outside of you that are here to harm you. Of course, this is an illusion. However, this is the work of an Archangel Michael, such as myself, to shine the light of divine awareness so you know your own power. Ground yourselves, beloved. This is truly a remarkable, paramount time to be alive. Unprecedented events are unfolding, and your balance, your grace, your calm will be priceless. This is you being serious. This is you doing the work. Thank you for being here. Continue to be present. Continue to follow your joy. Continue to ground yourselves. Recognize the nature of the voice of the ego. To be able to distinct between the two. Recognize the seat of the soul, the throne, if you will. This is just a tool. The talking that's taking place here, that is the ego. That's the program. The brain is like a radio, a receiver. It's always receiving frequencies of a lower frequency, which is responsible for the thoughts and ideas and questions and endless chaos and doubt and things that are grounded in fear. This is where all that activity takes place, psychological, what have you. This is where the mind games take place. When you remove yourself from identifying with this as your identity, you have the ability to sit amongst the soul and observe and make decisions about the nature of your experience. All is well indeed. Continue forth. We love you, always.